Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mayowa, and today I'm going to be showing you how to draft an A-line shift dress pattern. So this is my already drafted basic block pattern. And that is what I'm going to be using. If you don't know how to draft this, the video link should be right on top of the screen, but if it's not there, please check it out in the description box. You check out the video on how to draft a basic bodice block like this. So let's get right on to altering this pattern to form a shift dress, an A-line shift dress pattern. So first things first, you're going to measure how long you want your shift dress to be. So for me, I'm just going to go with this length. I'm going to go with 34.5 inches as it is here, as it is on the paper. So when you measure like how long you want your shift dress to be, the next thing is to, since we are going to have like a ruffle at the hem, the next thing is to go up by like 5 inches. So I'm just going to measure 5 inches up. So now on this line here, I'm going to extend by 6 inches from this point here. So I'll extend by 6 inches. You can extend by 5, 6, 7 or 8 inches depending on how wide you want your A-line to be. You could even extend by 2 inches. It depends on you, but for me, I'm going to extend this by 6 inches. Then you come to your armhole level here, and then you measure down 2 inches right here. You measure 2 inches down, and then you connect a line. You connect a line from here. Make sure it blends into this part, this line here, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to blend this part here, so I don't have a sharp point here when I'm sewing. So that is why I blended it. Now the next thing is to measure your neckline. So I'm just going to come right here and go down by 4 inches. And then I'll come right here and take out 2 inches. And then I'll connect. And this is my boat neckline. This is my cano or boat, whatever you call it, cano neck or boat neck. So this is my cano neckline. Now this is for the front. Now the next thing is to come right here and cut this dart line here. This dart line right from here, you cut it open all the way to the bust point here. So we are going to slash it open to give the dress a bit of room in between, like between the body rather. So you're going to slash this line open up to the bust point. If you are doing this for the back, you slash the line up to the armhole level here. So now I'm just going to slash it open, and there you have it. This is my line, my dart line slashed open up to the bust point. So you spread it out. You can place another piece of paper underneath this or you can place it on your fabric directly to spread it out. So you can spread out by maybe 4 inches or 5 inches, anyhow you want. It depends on how much room you want for your shift dress and how much fabric you have. So, and then after that, all you have to do is just add in your allowances. You add in ½ inch here, quarter here, half here, and then 1 inch all the way down. Then you add ½ inch at the hem here for the extra to join the ruffle to your hem, and then you draft the back piece exactly the same way. So the same measurements you used here, you use also for the back piece, but then when you're slashing the dart line of the back piece open, make sure you slash up to the armhole level here, and then you can use this same neckline or you do another type of neckline for the back. That depends on you. So, and that is basically it. So I'm just going to show you what this looks like on cut out on the fabric. So I'm going to show you how it looks like cut out on the fabric. Now this is my little miniature pattern, and then this is it cut out on the fabric. So yeah, this is my slashed line. You can see it. I slashed it directly on the fabric. So you slash, you spread out by how much you want. It could be 3 inches like I mentioned earlier, and then I've already added in my allowances: quarter here, half here, 1 here. On your, this is a little one, but for your own size you use like a quarter inch allowance here, half inch here, 1 inch here, and then you add half inch here to join the ruffle back to the the extra ruffle to the hem. And this is my back piece cut exactly the same way, and I also used the same neckline for my back piece. So for the back piece, there's no need to like add your zip allowance. So when you're cutting, you make sure you fold your zip allowance on the pattern. So you fold the zip allowance on the pattern to cut this. So you're cutting the back also unfold instead of as 2 separate pieces. Now for the ruffle beneath, you measure what you have here. You measure what you have at the hem here. So I have 7 inches here, and I also have 7. So I have 7 inches here and I have 7 inches here. So I'm just going to add both together. 7 plus 7, that gives me 14. So that 14 inches I'll multiply by 3 because I'm going to be gathering the ruffle. So 14 times 3, whatever I get, I'll measure, and this is it. Now this is my ruffle piece. So I just fold it into 2 to cut it into 2, because so I'll use 1 for this for the front piece, and then I'll gather the second one for the back piece. So I'm just going to cut this one open. So I'll use this for the hem of this, and then I'll use this also for the hem of this one, and then that's basically it. Then these are my facings, cut together facing. So to cut your facing, just place your fabric like this, and then place it like this. So these are the facings of both the front and the back. So I'll use this to turn the neckline and the armhole. So that is all there is to it for the pattern and for the drafting of this cutting of this dress. So to sew, all you have to do is just come right here to the neckline and then sew by a quarter inch allowance you added earlier. So you sew by a quarter inch, and then you also do the same for the back piece. So now I'm just going to sew this. You make sure the facing and your fashion fabric align. Then you sew by a quarter inch at the neckline. The only reason why I'm using a contrasting thread is just so that you can see my stitches. And this is what your neckline should look like. So then you're going to notch this part of the neckline, and then you turn it around like this. You turn it around like this, and then you iron it flat. You iron your neckline flat. Then you do the same also for the back piece. Now this is my neckline all top stitched and ironed down. Look at it, I already top stitched it. Now the next thing is for me to join the shoulders. So I'm just going to place both shoulders together like this, and then I'll pick up these parts, these two parts inside, I'll pick them together at the middle. Then I'll bring these two together like this. Then you sew down by 1/2 inch. Then you open this part up and then you iron down. Then you do the same also for the other side. Now look at it, your shoulders. Make sure you remember to iron down your shoulder seams down so that this place can be flat. Now the next thing is to turn the armholes. Now for the armhole, you place these two together like this. This shoulder point and this shoulder point, you place it together like this. This is it here. So you place this together like this. Then you pick up this top part. This top part, you turn it around here. Then you put this inside. And then you put these two together. You push this inside. And then you put these two together. I hope you can understand what I did right here. But if you don't understand it, please check my video on how to sew a crop top or how to sew a jumpsuit. You would find the sewing tutorial there. But if you do understand, let's continue. So you just sew, you push these two inside and then you sew these two together by 1/2 inch allowance. So that's what I'll be doing now. Then you pull it out. And this is your armhole all turned. So all you have to do is just iron it down. So you iron down the armhole. You iron it down, and then you do the same also for this other side. Now the next thing is for you to serge this part of your facing. So you serge it to keep the edges neat, and then you iron your armhole and everything flat. Then you come right to the hem here, and then you pick up your ruffle part to gather here. And this is the ruffle part of my dress. So I'm just going to gather this at the top here, and then at this side I'll fold this part inside like this, just to keep the raw edges neat. Then I would after gathering, I would attach to the front part. So I'm just going to gather, and then I'll measure half inch up, half inch, half inch up, half inch up. Then I'll place this on top of the half inch I measured. So I'll place it. Let me just gather this just so you can see what it looks like. Now this is my ruffled organza. So that is this is my ruffle. So I'm just going to place it like this. Please excuse the fan. So at the hem here, I'm going to measure up by half inch, half inch, half inch, half inch, half inch, half inch, all the way around. Then I'll place my ruffle part on that half inch that I just mentioned. So I'll place it like this from the ends here all the way to the end here. And then I'll do the same also for the back. So I'll sew down with a straight stitch and do the same also for the back. Now this is what this is going to look like after you have after you must have attached it. Look at it. This is attached to the front rather than placing both right sides together. So we attached it to the front. Look at this. This is the extra allowance. So all you have to do now is to you need to interlock this part. You serge it, serge the rough edges, and then before you attach this to your dress, always make sure you serge this part first. This part of your organza, you serge it so that it stops fraying, and then you serge this part also, and then you do the same also for the back. Now the last thing I'm going to do now is to join it together at the sides. So I'll place it right sides together, and then I'll join it at the sides. So I'm going to join it at the sides here, 1 inch all the way down. So you use 1 inch for your own dress. So 1 inch at the side here and also 1 inch at the other side. So I'll just do that here. And that's that for how to make this dress. So after joining the side seams, you need to open the seams up here, and then you iron down flat. Then you serge, you finish the raw edges, finish the raw edges of this part also, and then I'm just going to turn it inside out. Please remember, I only used a contrasting thread, that is a thread that is not the same color with my fabric, just so you can see all my stitches. So when you are sewing yours, please make sure you use a thread that is of the same color with your fabric. And this is my completed dress. So I'm going to put this on my miniature mannequin just so you can see what it looks like.